At O'Hara Automotive in North Little Rock,
Just looking for any broken wires, anything pinched.
something always needs to be fixed.
Never caught up, ever. We stay busy.
Paul O'Hara opened up his shop near the Argenta district 5 years ago.
This is my thing. This is what I love.
But this weekend, an unexpected visitor threw a wrench in Paul's plans.
At first I was furious. I couldn't believe it.
Video shows a pickup truck plow right into a fence connected to the shop, then drive away, heading toward Broadway.
It's definitely not a nice feeling, especially when you work hard all day and now I have to pay for that.
While the driver did not stick around, parts of the truck did.
The bumper's right there on the trash. You can see that's where he hit the building.
Photos show the shop's front yard littered with car parts, a sight that's usually limited to the garage. Now, Paul just wants whoever did it to come forward
And come get your bumper.
to put a lid on this case.
Randy White has no problem with his kids off-roading.
Well, they've been out here enough. They know how far they need to go.
His issue is on the road, just outside his Lonoke County home.
You know, I've seen several accidents my whole life out here.
The intersection of Graham Road and Kerr Station is a notorious one, responsible for several wrecks throughout the years. Most recently, a pretty serious one back in May.
It just sounded like someone pulling a trailer with a flat tire, just a thump, 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 thump.
White says a car came flying down the road and went airborne. It came to a rest about 80 feet later, just in front of his family's shop.
It's always a risk.
But the intersection already has a four-way stop, so really what more can you do? Well, one of Randy's neighbors thinks he has the solution.
Graham Road is currently offset, meaning the lanes west of Kerr Station don't line up once you pass through the intersection. One nearby homeowner is suggesting the county straighten it out.
When they go over that hill, they're off in the ditch and they try to overcorrect and just like a ping pong ball, just bouncing around.
An engineer estimates the fix could cost as much as $500,000.
A lot of money, they probably don't want to spend it.
Whatever happens, White will keep a close eye on the intersection. But more importantly, on his kids.
Let's go to that one.
It may not be Halloween night,
I guess everyone likes my costume. Trick or treat.
but sounds, sights, even spooks are coming out.
Happy Halloween.
5-year-old Sterling, her mom and dad are out trick-or-treating on Halloween Eve in Little Rock because of what's expected tomorrow. And no, we're not talking about any phantoms.
Cool.
It's supposed to be just pouring down rain tomorrow, and for safety reasons, we just thought, thunderstorms and slippery hills.
House to house, Sterling looks for pieces of candy.
There you go.
To fill her bucket.
I don't want to get the Kit Kats. Why isn't anybody coming out? Trick or treat.
Sterling says this year's Halloween is playing lots of tricks on
The
her.
lights are on inside.
Many front porch lights are on, but there's no candy to pass out.
I know why they call it trick or treat, because sometimes it's a trick and sometimes there's a treat.
Perfectly summed up.
Yeah.
Whether it's Halloween Eve or night, Sterling has candy in hand,
Have a good day.
with memories, not spooks, being made.
Under the brim of a pinstriped hat, draped in overalls,
Well, I mean, it used to be called a railroad town.
Russell Butler lounges on the porch outside his art studio. He has a front row seat to downtown Gurdon, Arkansas, and its train tracks that snake through a city stuck in time.
That's why it's almost a ghost town. You go down to Maine, it's all vacant stores.
While they don't come by as often as they used to, trains do still rumble past Butler's place.
Yeah, this is where I try to indulge my fantasy of being an artist.
These days, you can find him crafting stenciled masterpieces.
Keeps me busy.
But make no mistake about it, his prior career took shape on these very tracks. And so did a little-known moment in this town's history that paints a rare picture. Newspaper clippings from the 1900s highlight a local man named Marcus de Lafayette Lowe. Marcus, or Mac, ran a brick business. His great-grandson Alan points him out in old photos.
And he delivered his bricks all over the state with the railroad.
In fact, Mack is credited with building much of Gurdon. And according to multiple accounts, he's credited with preventing a race riot on this very railroad. It was sometime around 1915. A black man was scheduled to be lynched nearby. Crowds gathered, tempers flared. Mack caught wind of it while on a job in Little Rock. He grabbed the first train to Clark County.
When he got to Gurdon, he got on one of the flatbeds and drove almost in between the two groups.
Literally
and
dividing
them, and he held his hand up and he said, "Let's pray."
It was after that prayer, everybody went home. The lynching was thwarted. A unifying scene that put this town ahead of its time, with a lesson Allen thinks can still be applied a century later.
When you hear a lot of stuff that goes on, it's just really petty stuff. There's no reason for it, and that's what he would have said.
So just like inside Butler's studio, there's still work to be finished. But back in the day, one man's railroad intervention drove a spike into racism.
So, I mean, that's how legends go.
And put a tiny town in Arkansas on the right track.
It's a story with as many twists and turns as the road that leads to this scenic spot. 14 years ago, the body of missing 22-year-old Rebecca Gould was discovered here along the side of the road outside of Melbourne.
She wasn't found where she was murdered. She had been transported somewhere else and literally dumped.
Dr. Larry Gould remembers a conversation just weeks earlier when Rebecca told him she was leaving her boyfriend and Izard County to follow her dream of becoming a Razorback.
That was probably some of the best news I could have heard because I didn't expect her to say that.
Then came one of his proudest moments.
Her comment was, I always admired you. I love what you've done with your life and I would like to be like you.
Not knowing it would be his last.
And I had no idea.
Dr. Gould hopes a fresh perspective will lead to the killer.
Everybody in town has a theory about who killed Rebecca, and everyone thinks they know what happened.
New York-based writer Catherine Townsend is an Arkansas native.
My sister went to high school with Rebecca's sister.
And her connection to the case is personal.
Really, it's what inspired me to become a licensed private investigator.
This summer, she moved back to the Ozarks to piece together a timeline.
I was only supposed to be there for 2 weeks, and I got completely obsessed with the case.
On the weekend of September 20th, 2004, Rebecca came home from college in Northwest Arkansas to visit her boyfriend. Monday morning, she drove him to work at the Melbourne Sonic before stopping by the Possum Trot convenience store.
She was supposed to just take a nap and get up later, go pick her sister up, and then they were going to drive back to school.
Rebecca never showed up.
You think about how your heart would be breaking and how desperately we want her back.
The next day, police found all of her belongings at her boyfriend's house where she'd been staying in nearby Gine.
Then when I heard her car is there, her purse is there, and then later I heard there was a lot of blood in the trailer.
It looked like there had been a crime scene there. Something bad had happened.
The whole town came out to look for Rebecca.
The adrenaline just absolutely pours into you.
1 week after she was last seen, a search party discovered Rebecca's body down a steep embankment along Highway 9. Arkansas State Police took over the investigation.
Yes, you ask questions, but you also believe everything you're told.
Police ruled out Rebecca's boyfriend as a suspect shortly after. No one has been arrested or charged.
It's like a horror movie. You're out in the middle of the woods, knocking on someone's door who may or may not be the killer and may or may not be involved with the killers.
Townsend and her team are now taking the unsolved case to millions.
I don't mention so much because I'm being recorded. It means I'm not scared.
The true crime podcast Hell and Gone premiered in October and brings listeners along as they interview new witnesses and follow the evidence through the Ozarks.
Does it point to a person?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Every episode.
I think so many people are going to be utterly shocked by who the killer is.
A step closer to peace for a family
For me, the day that an arrest is made,
who's gone through hell.
that's it. That's when it will start.